Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, has one goal: to deliver to the people of Lagos State a multimodal integrated public transport system that would contribute to the efficiency of the state as a mega city and to the well-being of its people. As the year winds down, it's important we take a look back, take stock, review the miles we have covered in our journey towards achieving a truly world-class transport system for Lagos State.
And the Lagos Blue Line Rail project is one of the city's most anticipated transportation alternatives, and all through the year, we walked you step by step through its progress to realization. Today on the show, we will highlight the project's journey in 2014, reminding you of how close it is to realization and what wonders it will do for us in this city.
Importantly also, we'll show you how the Blue Line Lagos Rail Mass Transit fits into the state's Strategic Transport Master Plan, STMP.
I am Obafemi Craig.
I am Kate Harmony. First, we take the news update.
This is a news update on LAMATA FR. For ease of movement on New Year Day, Lagos State government, through operators of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT and the Bus Franchise Scheme BFS, will provide free bus ride to Lagosians on January 1st, 2015. The free bus ride, according to the Managing Director of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, Dr. Dayo Mobiriola, will enable Lagosians move around the city unhindered. The free bus service, which began in 2008, had helped in reducing congestion and accidents on the roads during festive periods. The free bus services to be provided by the first BRT cooperative on the Mile 12 to CMS Bus Rapid Transit System corridor and the Ikotun-Igondo-Yano-Ipaja Maryland Bus Franchise Scheme corridor will run between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. The first BRT cooperative, operator of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT, will offer free services on Mile 12 to CMS, Mile 12 to Obalende, Ajah to National Stadium, Ajah to Obalende, Mile 12 to National Stadium, Mile 2 to National Stadium, Oshodi to Obalende, and Oshodi to National Stadium routes. On the Bus Franchise Scheme BFS corridor, free services will be offered on the Ikotun-Ikeja Maryland, Iyano-Ipaja Maryland, Ikotun-Iyano-Ipaja, Igondo-Iyano-Ipaja, Igondo-Ikeja, and Igondo Maryland routes. Dr. Mobrella appeals to those who will put their vehicles on the road to drive with care and observe all traffic rules. Dr. Mobrella reminded road users of the existence of the Lagos traffic law and warned against flouting the law under the guise of the public holiday. While wishing all Lagosians Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year, Dr. Mobrella called for moderation during the celebrations. That ends the news update.
Basically, what LAMATA does is to coordinate public transportation in Lagos State, and we came up with a transport master plan.
Developed together with the World Bank, the objective of this plan is finding long-lasting solutions for the problem of transportation in Lagos. Currently under its first steps of development, the plan has already proven itself a big success, dramatically increasing the connectivity in a city in continuous expansion and enjoying an unparalleled demographic and economic growth.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth, to improve the quality of life, to improve the standard of living, and to make Lagos a vibrant and livable city in years to come.
LAMATA, think transport.
Craig, you know, it's been a great year for transportation in the state, especially in the areas of infrastructural implementation and renewal.
That's correct.
Through LAMATA, the Lagos State government has completed several road projects, upgraded the existing Mile 12 to CMS Bus Rapid Transit BRT lanes from asphalt to concrete pavement, and has embarked upon the second phase of the Blue Line Rail project, which takes it from National Theatre to Marina.
Indeed, Speaking of the Blue Line Rail Mass Transit project from Marina to Kukumaiko, the benefits will transform our travel experience in Lagos. And the line is proposed to carry more than 400,000 passengers daily, and the end-to-end journey for travel time is approximately 35 minutes. Time is saved on the road. Travel fare will be far less than what we used to pay, and thousands of jobs will be created.
I'm sure it will be a sight to behold.
Indeed.
And soon, no longer news to you. You were with us when we spoke with the Managing Director of Lamata, Dr. Dayo Mobiola, and he assured us of the government's commitment to its completion.
The background is basically that we are trying to make sure that the people of Lagos are able to travel at ease, in comfort, in a safe mode of transport, and to make use of affordable transportation, and to make Lagos a livable place. We know that transportation is the key to all of these infrastructures, and that is why we are trying to develop further the routes that we know that are important to the mobility of the people of Lagos.
People need to understand the difference between the light rail and the monorail, bearing in mind that in Port Harcourt, in River State, that they are about to launch their monorail. So what is the difference between the light and the monorail?
Well, railway, like a bus system, has different categories. And we have the heavy railway that actually goes between city, from one city to the other. We have the metro rail, which is actually the one that we use within the city. And then we have the light rail, which actually carries about 4 carriages. And then we have the monorail, which is actually built most times on elevated concrete and elevated position, and actually is just 2 coaches together. The one that we are building for Lagos is actually a metro rail, but it has been tagged light rail, but it's okay, we don't mind, as long as it does the function of what it is that it's been designed for. But in actual technical term, is a metro rail that we are building here, because it's going to carry an average of 15,000 passengers per hour per direction, and that is a lot of people moving in one direction and coming back, and that is why it's called a metro rail. What is the level of progress achieved? Like all heavy industry development, it can only be done in phases. And we've started the first phase from mile 2 to National Theatre. That is almost 100% complete. And we have now commenced the construction from National Theatre to CMS. And what you will find out is that we are going to start operation from mile 2 to National Theatre very, very soon. I cannot tell you because I'm trying to preempt your next question as to when that will be, but it's going to be very soon. And so I'm just telling you now.
You knew I was going to come
I knew you were going to get to that.
There should be a projection.
Yeah, there's a projection, but there are also so many things that we have to put in place. Yeah. Safety of the passengers is our primary consideration. So until we are sure that that safety is fully ensured, and the system we're using is totally different. It's a new system which is power with electricity.
Yes, one thing, because there's this concern around that power is going to be a problem, given what we have already on ground in Nigeria. What's the assurance you're giving to us that we're not going to be on the train and all of
this is going to stop?
Yes.
Let me put it this way. We have spent the last 5 years planning this, not just planning the infrastructure alone, but planning the operation as well. So all of these elements that comes to make it run is what we have been thinking about and we have been putting in place. the railway system is going to have a dedicated power system that will run it, and this will not be interrupted. And I'm sure you have heard about IPPs in Lagos, in Nigeria, and all of those. And these are one of the systems that we're going to use to run this rail system. And really, I want to assure the people of Lagos, the Lagosians, that they have no worries about this disruption of the service when it starts. That is why we are planning. We are planning to succeed. We are not planning to fail. And as planning to succeed, it's taking a bit of time, but we will get there. And when we get there, the pain will be forgotten, and people would, and the delay as well, and people would really enjoy the system. And even at that, we are hoping that we are just going to provide the infrastructure, and then the private sector are going to bring the rolling stocks, which is a train, and then the communication systems, and develop the depots and the terminals, and then they will be the one managing the system for as long as we both agreed.
Okay, like any other Lagosian will ask, when should we expect a test run?
Very soon. That is what I would say. And the reason I said very soon is because we have to, we don't want to start and stop. And we don't want to start and give you something that you will not enjoy. But we want to...
Like a tip of the iceberg.
I got you quite all right. But I am also telling you that it's like somebody who's longing to have a car. Okay. And then when you got the car, you don't have money to buy petrol. And then you have the car in front of your house and be looking at it. What benefit is it to you? Okay. So what we are saying here is we want to give Lagosian a full system that they will enjoy from day one when we start running it. Okay. So and it will come. It will come. I know that is what you want to know. Yes. You are wondering, and you are worried. Well, if this program is if this project is going to be completed and it will be completed. It will be done very soon. I'm giving you my word on that.
We also took you on a tour with the Director of Public Transport, Engineer Gbenga Dairo, who shared with us progress on the project. We are at the National Theatre Station, and the focus today is the current status of the phase 1 of this project and phase 2, which is extending to Marina. You're welcome, Engineer Dairo.
My pleasure.
I can see, the last time I came here, I saw a tremendous progress. But looking at this now, it's an entirely new outlook. So what has happened?
Progress has been ongoing at several stations beyond National Theatre, at Mile 2, at Alaba, at Ugomu. Those stations too are at various stages of completion. Internal works are at various stages of completion too, as I described earlier. Within those stations we have to put in tiling, toiletry facilities, ventilation and so on. All that is ongoing. We are also constructing pedestrian access to those stations. All the other stations we have constructed so far actually differ from this particular site because those particular stations are not elevated, whilst this is an elevated station. So there's a bit of difference between both. Nevertheless, work is ongoing there. Tracks are being laid as well. As I said, pedestrian accesses are being provided. Water systems are being implemented. The ways and manner in which we will integrate the railway with the BRT system is also being done. So there's quite a lot of civil works going on.
I'm wondering, what type of train are you looking at? Yeah.
Well, we're looking at electric multiple units. Okay. These are modern trains driven by electric power. They will have a cab at either end of the train, and each of these cars you can have a driver driving from them. So what it means is that when a train pulls into a station, it doesn't actually have to reverse. The driver simply hops across to the end of the car, of the train rather, and then he can start the engines and then away it goes.
Now, this concerns the public pricing strategy. What are your pricing strategies?
Our intention is that the prices will be no more expensive than what people are having to cope with at the moment. So whatever the fares people are experiencing today, they will find that when the train begins, the fares will be no different from what they're experiencing today. Even though they will have, or they will enjoy faster services, a better quality of service, a higher technology providing this particular transportation system, but the fares will be roughly the same as what people are actually experiencing today.
link between the National Theatre station all the way down to Marina. We can see the extension. Engineer Dairo, what is going on here?
Well, it's an elevated section of the Metro Blue Line system, and the bridge itself actually starts all the way from Igomu. This is not the beginning of that bridge. It simply passes through National Theatre, and beyond here we'll go for another 4 kilometers or thereabouts onto Marina. And there's a good reason why it's elevated. We have to go across the lagoon, as you can see.
Yes.
And we had only 2 options, either to go up or to go under. Given the terrain here and the challenges of our environment, I think we took the wise decision or a decision we think is wise for our railway to be elevated rather than to be one that is underground.
Okay. It's a beautiful site. At this point, the picture is clearer. We could see the link to Echo Bridge. But then, Engineer Dairo, we don't know if this track is going to go over Echo Bridge or is just going to go by the side.
It will be going by the side. You will see ahead of us a few piers already have been constructed. And beyond there, towards my right as I'm pointing, you probably see a yellow crane ahead. Where those cranes are, some other piers are being constructed at the moment. So the track itself will curve from the piers ahead, heading towards the new pier constructions I was referring to earlier, just over there. And it will then run parallel to Echo Bridge, across Lagos Lagoon before descending on to Marina. That's the intention.
You were with us when members of the Works and Infrastructure Committee of the Lagos State House of Assembly visited alongside a team from Lamata and gave us thumbs up.
Lagos, my home. With Lamata, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes, modern rail lines, pedestrian bridges, new roads.
This is a beautiful project. I had wished it was completed yesterday. But I know, you have to consider a lot of things. You talk about the availability of resources. You talk about the vagary of weather. For a better part of the year, it's been raining and it's beyond us. We call it intervening variables, which are beyond us. But basically, I have to thank Lamata for doing a good job. I have to thank the initiative of the government, the MD of Lamata. I know him to be a great man because when you look at him, he's diminutive in size, but he's giant in stride. We thank them. We look at the quality of job done. When we were inspecting and I saw what they've done so far, the first thing that came to my mind, this is another London where I can take my underground and go. It's a great job, and we have nothing than to say, okay, we will give him all the necessary support, be it finance, be it advocacy, at ensuring that this project is completed in record time. But by and large, I'm more than fulfilled. I'm happy personally, I'm happy for Nigerians, I'm happy for Lagosians because when we're talking about the change we desire, this is one of the changes we desire.
Lagos, my home. With Lamata, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes, modern rail lines, pedestrian bridges, new roads. Mega city,
Transportation is very important because people need to commute, people need to get to their place of business, and it's one of the most critical areas of government that any responsible government must be able to invest in, and Lagos State has taken the bull by the horn, and we are doing very, very, very well. This is very impressive. It even looks splendid, you understand? It's no different from what we've seen in other countries, and it's even better than some other countries because this is modern, you understand? It's very contemporary, unlike some countries that, well, even though it's functional, but the aesthetics is not as what we have here. We've been on the rail lines, we've seen the standard gauge that they have there, and by my experience as an engineer, the job is wonderful and it's standard. I think some other states will still start coming down here to reference what we're doing in Lagos State.
Modern
What Lamata is providing on behalf of Lagos State is a livable city. A city where you are going to enjoy yourself, where you can move around at ease, where you can do businesses and at affordable cost, where you can help, you can be able to go to social activities, schools, commercial activities, industrial activities, all at ease. And that is what makes a city a livable and livable city, and that is what Lagos State and Lamata are doing.
With Lamata, Lagos is changing for the best.
It is however expected that by 2032, when the entire transport infrastructure proposed by the Strategic Transport Master Plan must have been completed, Lagos will rank as one of the vibrant and livable cities with a transport system keeping the metropolis moving, ranking the state and indeed Nigeria among desirable destinations in the world.